Good morning, everybody. This is the Rules Committee, and we have finally attained a quorum with Councilman Squilla, Vice Chair of the committee, Councilman Jones, Councilwoman Bass, Councilman Taubenberger, and myself, Bill Greenlee. Ms. Marconi, will you please read the title of the first bill before us, please?
Bill number 170793, an ordinance to amend the Philadelphia zoning maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within an area bounded by Front Street, Oxford Street, American Street, Master Street, 6th Street, and Girard Avenue.
Thank you. Mr. Gregorski.
Greenlee, member of the Rules Committee. I'm Marty Gregorski, a city planner with the Development Division of the Philadelphia City Planning Commission. I'm here to testify on Bill number 170793, which was introduced in the City Council on September 21st of this year by Councilmember Greenlee on behalf of Council President Clark. Bill number 170793 rezones the southern portion of an area in South Kensington in accordance with the comprehensive plan. Staff attended two open houses hosted by South Kensington Community Partners, which followed public outreach for the comprehensive plan. The goals include removing obsolete industrial zoning, rezoning parcels for residential development that has occurred or which is anticipated to occur, encouraging more development on Front Street and on Girard Avenue, and correctly zoning parks, playgrounds, and recreation centers. The City Planning Commission, at its meeting of October 17th of this year, recommended Bill number 170793 for approval with amendment to change the zoning of 1309 to 1311 Hope Street from proposed CMX3 commercial residential mix to RSA5 residential single family. I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gregorski. Any questions? Seeing none. Anyone else here to testify on this bill? Seeing none. Ms. Marconi, our next bill, please.
Bill number 170803, an ordinance to amend the Philadelphia zoning maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within an area bounded by Trenton Avenue, Lehigh Avenue, Belgrade Street, Somerset Street, Delaware Expressway, Cumberland Street, Thompson Street, Aramingo Avenue, and York Street.
Thank you. Mr. Gregorski, please.
Good morning, Councilman Greenlee, members of the Rules Committee. I'm Marty Gregorski, Division Director with the Development Division of the Philadelphia City Planning Commission. I'm here to testify on Bill number 170803, which was introduced in the City Council on September 21st of this year by Councilmember Squilla. This bill rezones an area in Old Richmond in accordance with the comprehensive plan. City planning staff conducted extensive outreach as part of the district plan process, and the Civic Association's zoning committee reached out to members to solicit feedback. The goals include removing obsolete industrial, rezoning parcels for residential development that has occurred or which is anticipated to occur, and correctly zoning playgrounds, recreation centers, and shopping centers. The City Planning Commission, at its meeting of October 17th of this year, recommended Bill number 170803 for approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Gregorski? Seeing none. Anyone else here to testify on Bill number 170803? Seeing none. Thank you. Ms. Marconi, our next bill, please.
Bill number 170818, an ordinance amending Title 14 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Zoning and Planning to revise certain provisions of Chapter 14-600 entitled Use Regulations by amending the green roof calculations, all under certain terms and conditions.
Mr. Gregorski.
Good morning. I'm Marty Gregorski, Division Director of the Development Division of the Philadelphia City Planning Commission, and I'm here to testify on Bill number 170818, which was introduced in the City Council on September 28th of this year by Councilmember Reynolds Brown. Bill number 170818 amends the Philadelphia zoning code by revising certain provisions of Chapter 14-16600 entitled Use Regulations by amending the green roof calculations. This bill clarifies what was approved in Bills 161003 and 170465 that amended how the additional number of units will be calculated for the green roof density bonus. This bill restates that if the green roof conditions are met, the number of units allowed is 25% greater than permitted in the district. The amendments Bill number 170818 makes is to finalize the goals of Bill number 170495 passed in June of 2017 that were not fully implemented due to drafting issues. These changes do not affect the content of the legislation, but are just intended to make necessary technical changes. Philadelphia City Planning Commission considered Bill number 170818 at its meeting of October 17th of this year and recommended approval as an item in accord with previous policy, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Gregorski. Any questions? Seeing none, record will please reflect Councilman Heenan, a member of the committee, is present. I do want to put on the record that there are two written testimonies in, one from the sponsor of the bill, Councilwoman Blondell Reynolds Brown, who could not attend today but is besides being the sponsor, has been a leader on this issue. Obviously, her letter indicates support of this bill, and also a letter from the Building Industry Association also in support. Is there anyone else here who wishes to testify on Bill number 170818? Seeing none. Our next bill, Ms. Marconi, please.
Bill number 170819, an ordinance to amend the Philadelphia zoning maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within an area bounded by Girard Avenue, 6th Street, Burke Street, and 10th Street.
Good morning, Marty Gregorski with the Philadelphia City Planning Commission. I'm here to testify on Bill number 170819, which was introduced in the City Council on September 28th of this year by Councilmember Greenlee on behalf of Council President Clark. Bill number 170819 rezones an area in the Ludlow neighborhood in accordance with the comprehensive plan. Staff mailed letters to over 500 property owners to notify them of the pending changes and to solicit their feedback. The goals include removing obsolete industrial zoning, rezoning parcels for residential development that has occurred or which is anticipated to occur, encouraging more development on Girard Avenue, and correctively zoning playgrounds and recreation centers. The City Planning Commission, at its meeting of October 17th of this year, recommended Bill number 170819 for approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none. Anyone else here to testify on Bill number 170819? Seeing none. Ms. Marconi, our final bill of today.
Bill number 170714, an ordinance amending Chapter 16-600 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Redevelopment Proposals and Contracts by further providing with respect to requirements for council's approval of redevelopment proposals and redevelopment contracts submitted to council for approval under the provisions of the Urban Redevelopment Law under certain terms and conditions.
Good morning, Mr. Heller. Please identify yourself and proceed.
Good morning, Chairman Greenlee and members of the Rules Committee. My name is Greg Heller. I'm the Executive Director of the Philadelphia Redevelopment Authority. I'm here to testify in favor of Bill number 170714 with agreed-upon amendments, which would give City Council additional tools to support the redevelopment process through PRA. The Philadelphia Redevelopment Authority works with City Council to ensure that publicly owned property is developed to its highest and best use, with a balance of financial return to the city and social return to the community. At the same time, we also recognize that in order to attract high-quality developers and projects, the public sector needs to be customer-friendly and service-oriented. We need to make sure that development projects can proceed efficiently without undue delays that could jeopardize projects and dissuade our development partners from working with us in the future. This is the balance we face every day as an agency whose success relies on our partnerships with the private sector to do the most good with our public assets. Currently, when the PRA sells a property to a developer for nominal consideration, that is $1, a material change in plans requires the developer to go back to the PRA's board and City Council for review and approval. This can be a time-consuming step, but one that we deem necessary in order to protect the public's interest when selling properties for nominal consideration. Conversely, when PRA sells properties at fair market value, development projects are required to be approved by PRA's board and City Council initially, but then a material plan alteration down the line only requires the project to go back to PRA's board. As currently drafted, this bill would change this process and require every PRA project, regardless of its sale price, to seek approval from City Council each time there is a change in the preliminary plan. While we understand the need to monitor projects built on land acquired from the public sector, this time-consuming requirement is too onerous for fair market dispositions, properties that do not have any subsidy or any reduction in the sale price. In order to strike a balance between oversight and undue project delays, we have worked with Council President Darrell Clark's office and agreed to additional language which would allow Council to review any project that has substantial changes in plans, while allowing projects that have minor changes in plans to continue through the current approval process by PRA's board. As we do currently, when a project only needs PRA board approval, we will continue to notify the District Council office and provide a copy of the PRA board resolution in advance of our meetings. Thank you for the opportunity to testify. I respectfully request favorable consideration of Bill number 170714 with the proposed amendment. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Heller, and I know there was a little back and forth on these amendments, but I think we have the right one now. And a lot of it, as you said, if if there's any kind of substantive changes. And I think as far as the square footage and all, I think was, the agreed upon figure was 15%.
That's
believe,
correct.
right? Okay. All right. Any questions, Mr. Heller, on this? Okay, looks good. Anybody else here to
Thank you.
testify on Bill number 170714? Seeing none, that concludes the hearing, almost a record of the Rules Committee. We will now go into our public meeting in 30 seconds. We are now in the public meeting of the Rules Committee, and Chair recognizes Councilman Squilla.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the amendment to Bill number 170714.
Second.
Is there?
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the amendment is adopted. Chair now again recognizes Councilman Squilla.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that Bill number 170793.
Yeah, just say. Remember to say 714.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the following bills with the suspension of rules to be read at the next hearing at council. Bill number 170793, Bill number 170803, Bill number 170818, Bill number 170819, and Bill number 170714 as amended.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. The bills as read by Councilman Squilla with the appropriate amendment to the one bill, as all reported out as committee, were favorable recommendation, and with a rule suspension to allow for first reading our next session of council. Thank you to everyone for their participation.